Welcome back, everybody, to the MVP Open, one of the last stops on the Disc Golf Pro Tour here in Leicester, Massachusetts. We are here on the back nine with the feature card of day one. Coverage is sponsored by MVP Disc Sports. I am Sarah Hokom here with Kona Panis to call the action.
What's up, everyone? On our feature card, we got Sarah Hokom, Catrina Allen, Paige Pierce, and Jessica Weese. It's really fun watching you guys throw these holes, different shots, different lines.
Yeah, you'll see me sidearm dominant. Jessica has sidearm and backhand, and then we see mostly backhands out of Catrina and Paige.
All right, here's our leaderboard. So we got some of our lead card peeps, Sarah, Catrina, and then we got Holly coming from Chase Card, Paige Pierce, Lisa, Heather Young, our young gun, Missy Gannon. She's up and comer. She's been doing great these past few years. We got Jessica Weese and myself. All right, hole 10. So this is old hole 10 gold. They actually redid this hole for us for the diamond layout. For the forehands, it's going to be a nice forehand hyzer to this opening where the red tee is. But for the backhand players, it's going to be a flex backhand, something understable to try and get straight out in here. The second shot is pretty tough. It's a long backhand or a long forehand up here, and it's a great shot if you get to circle 2 or circle 1, where you'll be putting for 3. But most of our women are probably going to take that par 4.
Just going sidearm. If you have a sidearm on this hole, you probably want to use it. Throwing the hyzer with her Vulcan. Trying to beat those trees. She throws it a little bit wide, catches some upper branches and drops. She'll have a really tough long shot to get up to circle 1 or circle 2. Kat also working her sidearm. Throwing her X3. Throws the shot well. She'll be just behind that red tee. I'm throwing a vanish here, also on a high hyzer, looking to get up the hill as far as I can.
It's a great shot.
Paige, even though she's got a pretty good sidearm. I'm wondering if the hyzer angle is what's making her choose a backhand. She throws her Crystal Fierce on an Anheuser and will be right next to Catrina. Jess has this is probably like a 450-foot shot with the elevation. And she misses her line to the right and is in those pine trees, and it is tough out of there. Kat throwing her flippiest fairway, her F7, just trying to get it up the hill as far as possible. And she'll be the middle of circle 2 for a long look at this picturesque green.
The second shot, it takes so much power.
Paige going Undertaker. The footing's a little bit wonky there. And she gets to the edge of circle 1, but still not in the circle with a long uphill putt. I'm throwing a relativity here.
Ooh, commitment.
And yeah, the line was a little off. I had to kind of fall through it in order to hit the line and not throw it into the right trees. But still didn't really get it up there. I'm at the edge of circle 2. Just with a difficult turnover. Those pine trees, sometimes you think you can kind of go through them, but they are heavy, heavy bushes, heavy shrubs.
So, question, what made you opt for the backhand instead of a forehand approach?
I don't like those touchy little forehands. I'm actually not very good at them, so the backhand I have better control, although that was not what I was thinking. Kat hits the cage, almost puts it in from 60 feet. Jess, man, she's lucky that didn't roll away. And that's a difficult putt right there.
Yeah, it's like a turbo or If you can, a normal putt.
Maybe her Anheuser will be sufficient for
True.
that kind of a line. But it's still really difficult to be so high. She just kind of got nubbed out there. Bummer. That's a tough hole for Jess.
Yeah, well played. Yeah, the 4, I mean, I'm curious if anyone, I mean, obviously there had to be a birdie out there.
I think the birdie's available to some players with a long putt. However, nobody got it today. And it's actually playing as one of the most difficult holes on the course. So we'll see if through the weekend that we'll get to see a birdie on this hole.
Hole 11, 670 feet. This tee shot is fun. You finally get to throw like a really hard drive. The backhand players are really just trying to crush one out here past these pine trees, right in here, the Christmas trees. And then we're really just looking to throw over all this stuff, either with like a mid or a fairway, depending on how far you get, obviously, and just crash into these trees. Really hoping not to hit these rocks, because I have seen some people hit them and just roll away forever. So the 3 is definitely there. But, you know, I think a lot of women are going to be taking a 4.
Kat throwing her D2 out to the right, getting the carry down the hill, and right out into the open. Perfect position.
Perfect.
I'm throwing a relativity here, which is the farthest flying disc in my bag. I think I got it a little high. I liked the angle, but the height was wrong, and I am in the Christmas trees.
Clear the trees.
I'm offering a 50% off to anybody who wants to buy those couple Christmas trees
Those
over
Christmas
Christmas. I will subsidize the purchase.
Just those few.
Just those ones right there. Paige crushing her Zeus out into the open, even catching the trees right at that next section of Christmas trees, but they're so low, those shouldn't be a problem. Just the big distance with her turn.
Wow. And that is a crush.
So they are all set up for their birdie looks, and I am throwing a backhand out of a pine tree.
No.
Which is not my favorite
No.
throw. I'm just trying to get forward, and I throw it into some more Christmas trees.
Oh.
So fun. Thankfully, the spotters were out there to help me find that one.
True that. Shout out to all the spotters.
Kat going putter on a hyzer, trying to put it close, and she does.
Wow. Beautiful.
Jess with a fairway, and also puts it right by the rocks. Should be a fairly simple putt.
Making this hole look easy. Oh,
Well,
look,
and
she's
it
like
is
in
actually the easiest hole on the course.
Really?
For everyone but me, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no. Oh.
Paige leaving some meat on the bone, but still inside the circle. And I'm throwing a tomahawk now.
Oh, no.
Yay. This is a shock. I get a little turn, and I have a 20-footer to save my par.
Nice. Scramble golf.
Whew. Threw a sidearm, then a backhand, then a
Tomahawk.
tomahawk, push putt. I'm just
Whew.
gotta use all the skills.
Mm-hmm.
Jess also with the birdie.
Yeah, and I bet that feels good after that double poke.
That's a great bounce back. And Kat also with the birdie. So putting on a show here. The other 3 members of the FPO field, Missy Gannon, Heather Young, and Cassandra Leoy, also got it.
Hole 12, 600 feet. This tee shot is kind of intimidating. You have this sloping fairway where it goes just straight left, so those backhand throwers are going to have it fade out left. You're trying to get all the way up here. It's kind of a crush, so a lot of women are opting for the second shot, making it through this gap. Just throwing it in here and seeing what you get, and then you're just trying to get to this green. It's down sloping, so your disc tends to fly pretty fast and glide pretty far, so it's definitely a touchy shot on the upshot.
Kat with her X3 should be turning nicely. It does fade a little bit here, a little earlier than I think she wants, leaving her on the left side of the fairway. But she's pretty far up there. I'll have a hyzer into the gap. Paige also going for big distance here with her Zeus, trying to get it up to the right side to give herself a straighter look down the gap, but she does pull it just a little bit. She's not happy with it and ends up in the upper right hand Christmas trees. Jess with her Vulcan gets the flip up, but it fades a little early and she is in the Christmas trees.
And that's like the one thing you don't want to do like off this hole is get in those Christmas trees, because really it's like a hard pitch out. You're like hoping to get in the open somewhere in like a good spot.
And this is my relativity. I thought I threw it well and also in the Christmas trees.
It looked like it was pushing far enough too.
I think I'm getting a little greedy trying to get too far right, and I need to just throw it straight. So Jess totally blocked here, throwing an Anheuser with her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Anheuser with her Vulcan. It drops down, but she has an open look to try to save her par. And I'm stuck throwing another backhand turnover. And that is not good enough. Hyzer's down this hill, and I have a lot of work left. Cat with a roller. Yeah, that. She's probably just trying to get progress forward.
Yeah.
Not much of a line from that far left. Paige also with the sidearm.
Whoa. Oh, that's crazy.
She gets down there. She has a decent look to save her par.
What a gap you have. Whoa.
Yeah, this is a theory.
That's the one thing. If you get left or right and you're not center, you are just like surrounded by. Oh, what a roll.
I was really thankful for that roll. I was egging it.
Go, go, go.
Mm-hmm. Paige, tight gap down a hill. Doesn't quite turn as much as she wants, but she is still inside the circle looking back up at the basket.
So this hole actually was the most difficult hole for the FPO division. Ooh, sick. And I could totally see why. The men play the same exact hole, and it's a very long hole for us. The tee shot's very grueling. You were walking towards it too. You're like, I got it.
Yeah, I really thought that was in.
She's lucky she hit that stump. She's rolling.
Yeah, now here to save her bogey. Yeah, really difficult hole. Here's Jess for her par. She threw a great third shot.
Nice.
And Kat also was able to get that disc close to save her par. And Haley King's the only other player here who actually got a par. So only 3 pars on the field today on this hole.
Whoa. All right, checking in. Sarah sticking tied with Catrina in first place. We got Lisa making away. I was playing with her. She was making some great putts. Paige, Missy, Holly falling a little bit, but sticking in there. Haley, everyone on my card was killing it. Heather Young and Jessica Weese staying in there too. All right, hole 13, 405 feet. We're throwing kind of straight downhill, so I think a lot of backhand players are throwing a mid or a fairway, looking to just like throw it dead straight with some glide down to the basket. I think we might see Sarah throw a really sweet forehand. I've seen some forehand flexes on this shot just to get down through this gap. And then you're trying to maneuver through these trees. If you have a pure shot, you get the amazing two, but otherwise you're trying to maneuver, get your par 3. But the main objective is to get through this mouth.
Kat going with her M4. Looking to flip it up down the hill and let it continue to slowly turn. Turns a little early, but she does get some push down through those trees. So her next shot is, it's some work, but it's a shorter shot than at the top of the hill. Jess with her Vulcan looking to flex it down from the right to left through that gap, and then it's got the shape to get all the way in there. And
Dang.
she does.
See, I love the look of the forehand flex. Like the line is so pretty.
Paige with her buzz. Turns it a little bit to the right. She's got to kind of line that up further on the left side. And she gets cut down right at the top of that hill and has a really difficult look to get through those trees. I'm throwing a relay. Heiser up the right side, looking for it to turn left. And it does. Way too far
Way
left.
too far left.
I think I've beat that disc in too much. I'm gonna have to put a more stable one
You beat
in
in
my
a new
bag. Yeah, this is the third time I've thrown it wrong today. So Paige with very little. Roller out to the gap. Got a 60-footer to try to save her par, and that is a death putt. Behind that basket, you can roll away to 60 feet. I'm trying to sneak through these trees with my theory, and it works out.
one. Nice.
And thankfully it sits. Whew, I didn't see that part of it.
Catrina going for a forehand.
She gets most of it though, and she'll be in that ditch, which is a very doable putt. Paige from outside circle 2 through a gap with a death behind her. And she cans it. That was a great putt.
So it's crazy. Haley King made the exact same putt.
Wow.
Like from same distance, but hers was standstill.
Oh, of course.
I was like,
Does she
oh
ever
my
jump
god,
putt?
I don't know.
I
but
don't
she
think I've
makes
seen her
the
do
putts
that.
these girls make. Crazy.
So
These women
Jess
make.
for birdie.
Come on, Jess.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Sneaks it in the right side, and it does kind of like that toilet bowl thing around the bottom. So she gets the birdie, and then I guess Haley's putt was the only other birdie on this hole.
Dang.
Kat to try to save her par. Those hurt. Falls out the right side. I mean, it's a slight miss, but it's like it could have caught.
Yeah, for sure.
And also for my par save.
Hole 14, 285 feet. I think a lot of women are either going to go straight at it and play the safe play and just have it go left, or you're going to see some women throw something stable out way wide right and then have it spike in. For the forehand, I'm sure it's just a dead straight shot, hopefully with something flippy. Your miss is going to be left, but I'm curious what Jess is throwing. What's she throwing?
She's throwing her leopard here.
Okay.
Just a slight hyzer.
Get down.
Not going too far over the water. And that was close. She's only a couple feet from the chains there. Good height. And still left herself not too difficult of a putt. Looking back at the water. Paige going with a Raptor, so she's going pretty overstable fairway, and she's taking it really wide, looking for that spike into the green to prevent her from skipping too far. She does get a skip up the hill, and she'll have a death putt from 25.
Ooh.
I'm throwing a Crave up the road, looking for a forward fade, and I pull it left, and I get a kick, but those beautiful flower beds save me.
Thank you, flowers.
Thank you, Mr. Gardener. Kat going with her H1V2. Also pretty spiky.
She doesn't. You can tell she didn't like it. But that's still a putt.
It is a putt if you want to attempt it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just try to pitch up here and move on with my life here.
Pretty. And move on with my life.
So Kat, looking at this massive death putt, no problem.
All day. Nice.
Nerves of steel. Paige, we know she's running putts like this. And her stroke looks good. And just to get the other birdie on the card. I mean, I guess that's the miss.
Yeah, for sure.
Won't cost her a bogey, just a par.
In the morning, in the morning.
Birdie Fuel Coffee. Oh,
He took the cup. Where's he going with the cup? That's the cup.
took the cup. BirdieFuelCoffee.com.
Hole 15, 355 feet. This is just a dead straight shot. I think a lot of people are going to be throwing like a flippy fairway driver or driver and trying to get dead straight through this gap. You know, the miss is just not hitting any trees and getting down here. There's nothing too huge on this hole. It's just missing all of them and giving yourself a putt.
Paige up first, going with a buzz. Misses a little bit right and gets a favorable kick to the middle. She'll still have a lot of work, 250 feet to get to the pin. Kat going with her trusty M4 on a flip up, and flip up it does, and it sneaks by that right tree, giving her a look inside the circle.
Wow.
Jess with a Valkyrie, and early right miss kicks left, and she is in trouble over there.
Yeah, it's definitely not a favorable upshot from the left side.
I'm throwing a relay at a slight flip up. And it is turning and gets me inside the circle.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So Jess has
Oh.
decided to re-tee here. Her lie on the left side was so bad, she felt like she could throw this shot better. So shooting 3, she redoes the shot, and she gets through the trees, still 70 feet away, shooting her 4th shot.
Wow. Don't see a lot of people do that very often.
I was surprised at the re-tee, especially because she wasn't necessarily out of bounds.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everybody's got their own game plan, and so she felt like that was too difficult. And, I mean, she's up here
Yep.
with a long look. She mentioned how she wished she had her Sonic on this throw. I'm not sure what happened to her Sonic, but
I didn't either.
she hasn't thrown it. She must have lost it maybe on hole 4 or something. I'm not sure. Or hole 5.
Usually she always has that thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised she doesn't have a backup.
Weird.
Kat missing her birdie putt. Here from the edge of the circle.
Yeah.
I was really happy that went in. Those edge of the circle putts are my weakness
Really?
for sure.
Like just far
Just-
enough.
Yeah, like 31 feet. Paige saving the par. Jess with a double. This was an average difficulty hole with Colleen Thompson, Lisa, and Haley also getting that birdie. Lisa also scooting up there. She is now finished and has finished under par. So that's what we're trying to get to. We'll see if she makes a lead card for tomorrow.
All right, hole 16, 465 feet. This is actually one of our new diamond holes. So we're teeing a little bit more left in the gold tee. A lot of people I've been seeing are throwing a flip-up shot with a driver or a fairway driver just because of the distance. And they're usually ending up in this area by this bridge, and it's just a pitch up and, a 3. But, if you can get the distance and you really crush one down there, I think the 2 is there. It's just, I think it's a touchy drive.
Very tight drive. I'm throwing a relativity up the right side, flexing it left beyond those trees, hoping to get up by that tree.
Dang. Circle 2?
Circle 2.
Wow,
behind
that's
those-
a bomb.
Right behind those big pair of trees. Paige going with the buzz. She throws it up that right side gap and gets a nice fade to the edge of circle 1. She'll have a pretty open putt.
Yeah. It's funny, seeing you guys throw this hole, it doesn't feel like a 465 shot.
I think it's playing more like 375.
Yeah.
Kat with her signature X3. Whoo, flexing it perfectly. She put a little extra Leicestershire sauce on that one. She'll
Yeah.
be behind the basket. And Jess with a Valkyrie, another miss right and a kick left. She was frustratingly talking about how she was really struggling to hit her lines here towards the end of the round. So she ends up throwing a tomahawk out, hit some high trees and drops straight down. Still got a bunch of work to try to get to the pin here. Now an awkward turnover, but puts her deep of the pin. She's almost there. Sometimes those rounds, when you just can't hit a line, then you're
Yep.
questioning your form, and then everything kind of
Falls apart.
stops working right.
Yep.
Didn't have much of a look there. I was questioning going through those trees.
I saw that.
I really wanted to. That's the real chance I had to make that putt, but I felt like it was silly. Silly try.
Risk versus reward.
Paige for her deuce. Hits it high, sticks in the basket.
I mean, she started off kind of slow, going OB here and there, so she's definitely firing it back up.
And Kat also for deuce. The only two deuces in the whole field were just right there, Cat
Wow.
and Paige. And just cleaning up after a frustrating hole. Now a couple frustrating holes in a row. Well, hopefully she can find her stride for these last two.
Hole 17, 305 feet. So our tee shot is definitely harder. This is our new diamond hole. We have to get through those two main trees and get out here into the green. A lot of women are trying to get as far off the tee as they can and try and get up here for an easier approach for their three if they want to get that birdie, but it's definitely tough if you can't see the basket. You're definitely just pitching up to this opening and then pitching down to the basket, because that putt, it's a death putt if you're going for it. Yeah.
Paige with that birdie. She is up first, trying to hit this gap.
Damn, that sound.
Misses right and leaves.
Hearing that one.
Man, leaves her in the woods right even. I mean left, excuse me. Cat trying to forget what Paige just did, throwing her X3 also through the gap. Also misses right and then hits off the flagpole. You can see her surprise there. I'm throwing a trace, also trying to hit the gap after watching my card mates both miss the gap.
And that's a great shot, no?
Yeah, I think that's pretty. I would like it to be a little further left, but it's. I'm happy that I didn't miss the gap. Jess going sidearm with her Valkyrie, also trying to hit the gap.
No.
And not the tree.
No.
I was 3 out of 4 hit the tree. It's pretty insane. I was really surprised because these are such skilled
I
players.
was about to say, yeah. Well, I mean, all I have to say is great change, Steve Dodge. You definitely made it a little bit more difficult for us.
It was kind of an easy birdie in the past years from the shorter tee. So I think it was a good change, but now Paige is pinched on the right side. Cat
She
with
got through
her
those.
X1, popping it up to a good position. Paige is throwing this crazy Anheuser. It's like almost like a grenade.
Ooh,
But
okay.
she gets a look from circle
Wow.
2, or the edge of circle 2. So just looking for a slight turn up and over this little knoll and settling close to the basket, which she does very well.
It's very pretty. That was that shot I'm talking about. That Anheuser, tough.
I'm looking to get this fade down the hill and not hit those trees. I really should have thrown the backhand there. I was questioning it and I practiced it a bunch. I will make that change in the future rounds. Cat with pitch up. Perfect.
Good scramble golf from her.
I really wanted to run this, but I decided don't be stupid.
Yep. First round. We've 3 rounds, you know?
Jess saving her par after that early kick off the tree. Really great finish part of the hole. So she's recovering now from those previous couple doubles. Paige laid up that 60-footer and now has the drop in for bogey. And Kat also had a really great recovery shot and then pitched it down the hill like a veteran, and she's also going to save her par. This was one of the most difficult holes on the course with 0 birdies.
Wow. Hole 18, 565 feet. This is another diamond addition to our layout. It's more challenging. We have to throw a tunnel shot through these trees. I think a lot of backhand players are going to throw a straight overstable driver, so it ends up a little left to set up for if you want to attack this green. The green is surrounded by OB. You either have to lay up right in this area before the rock wall, or you can go for it if you want that birdie 3. I think a lot of people are just going to lay up to that wall and then lay up to the basket, or even try and send it from their layup. So probably see some 4s here. But these people throw far, so I want to see some 3s.
Cat with her X3, it flips up and is tickling those branches, and it fights through for a little while and manages to be just on the inside, the good side of the rock wall. I'm throwing a flippy trace here, looking to throw it flat with a slight turn. And that's what I was hoping for. The shot sets up really well for a left-handed or sidearm thrower. But Jessa says no, I'm going to throw a backhand. And
Oh no.
a little early, but she does make the Mando. Her driving woes continue. Paige looking to get really far left here, and she gets a little tick off a branch that redirects her shot so that
Five-time love.
gets out of the gap and actually is set up pretty well to get to the green. Jess with a recovery shot with her Valkyrie. It's a good spot. She actually lands on my disc. Cat deciding to lay up here and not go for the green. She's out of position. It's a great move.
Smart golf.
And I'm in position, so I'm going to go for the green with a shock, kind of aiming out at that shed on the left side. And hoping I don't have a putt.
Nice. And you don't. Sick.
My favorite putt on that green. And Paige with her Crystal Fierce on a slight turn.
Woof.
Sneaks it in there perfectly.
Yeah, usually we'd have a giant crowd of people cheering us on and making us nervous, but this year we just have a few players watching.
Jess also throwing the sidearm wide, perfectly into the green.
Look at these up shots. Money.
And sidearm is the play again. Here Catrina with her A2, throwing a very skilled shot. And we are all on the dance floor. I joked that we should do a quadruple battle putt here, but
Holly.
I guess, but it was COVID, right?
Yeah, okay,
COVID.
true. At one point, Holly was like, oh, why don't we just all put out together? And we're just like, no. Oh, gosh.
And that concludes the round one feature card of the MVP Open, sponsored by MVP Disc Sports out here at Maple Hill.
Yeah, we got Sarah leading. You actually had 100% circle one, so I guess that's how you get that first place.
That helps.
It's pretty amazing. Then we got, I didn't see the first one. Haley, Missy, Heather, Holly, and Colleen. Colleen is awesome to see her coming out and playing too, so.
Yeah, so the lead card for tomorrow, we'll see myself, Catrina, Paige, and we'll also see Lisa joining us on the lead card. So tune in tomorrow for the round two lead card at the MVP Open to enjoy some beautiful Leicester, Massachusetts Maple Hill love.